Mechanical here, and today's video is going to be on this here garden scratcher. And we're going to repower it because the engine on this thing is just too far gone. It would just be too expensive to try to get this old engine up and running again. But the frame is good, the garden scratcher part. So we're going to repower it with a new engine, a brand new engine. And the engine we're going to use is this one right here.
Hey Taryl, what's up?
Hey Slippers, I'm in the middle of doing a video here. What do you want?
Oh yeah, I heard you over there. I got a tiller too that needs to be repowered.
Okay, well when I get done doing the video, you can go home and watch the video and you can repower it yourself.
Oh, no. I got the tiller actually with me right now. I'm just gonna go and get it and I'll bring it over.
You got it next door.
Yeah, right here. Here it is. This one's pretty much like yours. The frame is still good and the rest of the stuff is just the engine. No good. Time to get it off of there. I don't even think they make half the parts anymore for this engine.
I can see that.
I know they don't make the tank and the pickup tube on the carburetor, so...
Well, you're gonna need an engine, Slippers. And I only got one engine, and that's this engine right here. The Predator.
Oh man, you only got one engine? That's too bad. I guess I'll just have to go over here and get my engine.
You brought an engine too?
Ta-da! Look what I got.
Ah, you got a Predator too.
Only the best.
Yeah, well I had a coupon for mine.
Yeah, so did I.
Ah,
You know I always got the coupon.
ah.
This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. A little learning experience. Me and you hanging out, doing some work together.
Yeah, this really sounds like it's gonna be fun.
All right, show me where to start.
Well, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is evaluate the garden scratcher. So I went and kind of evaluated it a little bit, and I noticed that this idler pulley on mine is frozen. So I'm gonna have to put a new idler pulley on it. And this cable, there's a cable here that runs through the handle to engage this idler, and that's broke, but that's a pretty simple fix. And since the Predator has the throttle built into it where you can add a throttle or you can just manually throttle it right at the engine, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate this throttle cable because it's all frozen.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of my throttle cable too, because it's frozen and broken.
Right, now,
I can just control it right down here.
right. So you can eliminate that one on yours too. So the first thing we need to do is remove the engines. Let's just get them off of there.
Feels good. Yeah, looks like we're all right. We'll be okay.
I'm just gonna cut this cable.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna take this pulley off. Because these belts aren't going to come off easy. All this stuff connected. Oh, probably going to have to take this pulley off there. Yeah, that ain't coming off. Alright. Well, let me just loosen up this engine like Tyryl's doing.
didn't look at that. You can tell this thing has been sitting outside.
I don't know.
What brand is yours?
Mine is Garden King. Mine's the king.
And this is a Mary tiller. An old Mary tiller. I got another Mary tiller out there that I use as a rental.
The king and its merry men.
Mine's a little bit easier to work on than yours. Now I will save this engine.
Yeah, I could use that for my wheel horse.
Yeah, this is the same engine that goes on that. Got compression.
Yeah, 1,000 bucks.
Alright, let me get this off.
What?
Something wrong with that cracker wrench for it.
They're making this easy.
Look at this little bearing setup. It's like two roller skate wheels. Quarter-inch bolt. I know that's original. I'm gonna have to open that hole up to a modern, so it'll accept a modern idler pulley.
Well, guess it's stuck on there for life. Doesn't want to come off.
Now I found an idler on my idler rack. This is an old Murray idler. And just in case you're interested in the part number, there it is, 1001187MA. That's how I knew it was for a Murray, because it's got that MA on the end. And it's about as wide as the old one. It just uses a 3/8 bolt. So I'll just open that up to 3/8. Same diameter. So I got lucky. I had that up on the shelf.
Mine is not going to come off nice and easy like yours.
Yeah.
So I got all this.
But I got other stuff to do too. Like
So I'm gonna
I gotta
take
make
these
a
pulleys
cable
off.
here.
I gotta take these pulleys off. We'll see how bad they're frozen on there. Alright, let's see if I can get this pulley off. Yeah. Look at that. Got it. Yeah, Big D. Wasn't too bad. Thought it'd be a lot more crustier than that. This won't come off. Hope Taryl's got some belts I can borrow. Alright. She finds okay. Got a little stubby crank on there. Oh, look at that. I think we can finally pull it off. Oh, there we go. See, no point in trying to fix this engine that's on here. This tank is rusted out. They don't make it anymore. So, no point in trying to clean it since it's all rusted out. And the pickup tube inside the carburetor is plastic. They don't make that anymore. Another reason. So what they're trying to tell me is that they're fading out all the parts for this. So it's not really worth it trying to sink a bunch of money into this engine trying to get it going, when I could just get a Predator engine for 150 bucks and throw it on here. And a lot of Honda parts transfer over to that, so I can keep that thing going for a while. Just trying to save myself some cash. All right, I'm gonna scrape off some of this crud on here before I pressure wash this baby down. And I'm gonna use this awesome tool, Grass Buster. Sell it in our online store. I love this thing, works great. Check it out on our online store. Get yourself one. You won't be disappointed. Nice little oily mess under here. Oh, this is probably that bolt that was missing. There it is. That's probably why they had to put that 7/16 in there.
Okay, so I got some of this 3/32 cable, which you can get at a lot of your local hardware stores or Maynard's. And then I also got some of these cable clamps. These are 1/16 cable clamps, which you can also get at a lot of local hardware stores. And that's what I'm going to use to remake that engagement cable. So what I'm going to do is cut all this off. And then I'm going to tape the new cable to the old cable. I'm going to use masking tape because that seems to work pretty good. It's pretty sticky. While Slippers is working on his. You can hear him in the background. Carefully. Guide it through. If you pull too hard on it, you're going to tear it. There, see? Now you just bend a loop on the end of it. Get it about where I need it. Probably down here somewhere. We'll flip this to the outside. I'll have the nuts on the outside. Tighten them down. And we've made ourselves a new cable.
Alright, got it all washed off. Now I'm pretty much ready to install the engine. I also took the throttle cable off. It was junk. It was really brittle and it just cracked, barely even touching it, from sitting outside for 1,000 years.
I need to get this pulley off to use it on the new engine, and I think I'm going to have a hard time. I think it's pretty much rusted on there. And again, the reason we're not going to get this engine running is I need this engine for another project, for Slippers' other RJ. So this is a good donor engine that we could use, because we have another one that's missing a bunch of parts too. So between the two engines, we might be able to make one good one. But this is more valuable for that RJ project than it is this tiller project. So that's another reason why we're not gonna try to get this one going. So you may see this again in another video down the road. So first thing I'm gonna do is try to clean up this shaft, and then I may have to do my heat quench trick to it. Well, upon closer inspection, when I went to clean up the shaft, this pulley is pretty much toast. It's like all rotted through. So I went on my used pulley board over there behind my welder that I take off of a lot of equipment when we scrap it. And I found this pulley, which is the same diameter. It's got a keyway built into it. The only difference is you bolt it on the end. I don't know if it's going to end up in the right spot, so I may have to cut this off and drill and tap for a set screw, but that wouldn't be a problem. But it is the right diameter. 3/4, I believe. I don't know. No, this one, no, I think this is 5/8. So this may be a problem. I may have to find a pulley somewhere. Crack these open. In some countries that's illegal. It's probably illegal in this country too.
Look, spark plug thing.
Yeah, I know where that's going. Right in the dumpster. Right in the scrapper with Nikki's
What?
six.
What about this owner's manual? Check that out.
That you'll save.
Oh, look at that.
Where's that pulley? That 3/4? Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. That other one must be 3/4. But again, it may not end up lined up with the pulley on the engine. Because this would be nice. All I'd have to do is put a bolt in the end. And I don't want to have to cut the end of the crankshaft off. So I may just cut the end of this off. Or I might cut the end of the crank. I don't know.
Add fuel stabilizer. Yeah, we know that stuff doesn't work.
Oh, that threaded hole is that deep. We'll just have to plop it on here and see where it lines up. Maybe I get lucky. Hopefully. I couldn't get that lucky. I'm gonna have to drill new hole slippers for my engine.
Really?
Yeah.
See how mine does. Oh, look at that. Lines right up. Perfect.
So I'm running into problems with mine.
Not me.
I'm gonna have to do a lot of fabrication.
4 bolts, some oil, and some gas. We're ready to start tilling.
All right. I'm just gonna have to add a little bit to the front and scooch the engine over a little. And I'm gonna have to use a longer belt. Then I won't have to mess with the crankshaft. I can just use a bolt in the end. Let's see, is this thing gonna... This little belt guard. Like I got a lot more. Mine isn't going to be as straightforward as yours.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, Taryl, this sticker on here says you must check oil every 8 hours and operate properly to avoid the warranty. So that means I have to check the oil on this thing every 8 hours for the rest of my life?
That's right.
So I gotta wake up at like 4 in the morning and go out in my garage and just make sure the oil is okay?
Yep, because sometimes that oil will escape in the middle of the night.
Oh, man, that's messed up. I don't think I can do that. That's a lot of commitment there.
Well, you have one other option.
What's
That's
that?
peel the sticker off.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Then you won't have to check it every 8 hours.
I don't know. I don't want to avoid that warranty, though. That's real important. Oh, well. Well, I guess I can put these engine mounting bolts in now. Doesn't look like I gotta do any fabrique like my boy Taryl over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a workaround here on my little project.
Here we go. Alright, got the engine mounted solid. Got the 2 bolts back into this plate that holds it on that I took out. So now I'm ready to put this double pulley back on. So you remember there was this washer that went up against here. Get that back on there. And then this pulley went on. Don't want to forget that. Okay, got that on there. Alright. Probably gonna put some never sees on that shaft. I can clean this out a little bit. A little crusty inside of there.
Crusty one?
Crusty one up inside of there. Get some of that out. Got some never sees. Got this in our online store too. 2 different types.
Now it's your online store?
Yeah, well, it's just never sees. It's a non-metallic guy. I'm used to the other guy, the metallic guy. Slap some of that on there. So next time I gotta take that pulley off, it'll come off nice and easy. Got a little slap there. Now, the only thing is I might have to find a washer to go around here to hold this tight against here. So I'm gonna have to ask Taryl if he's got something.
I'm busy trying to get mine going.
Because the other shaft was stubby on there, so it had a bunch of space inside of there. So I'm just gonna need a little collar washer to go on there. Hold that nice and tight so it's not sliding back and forth. So I'm gonna go look for one of those.
So you probably heard me hammering over here. I'm making a template for the bottom of this engine here out of some 30 brick cardstock. That's why I always save this. And if you're not a drinker, you know, they still have this cardstock and soda pop too. So I just took my hammer. This is an old gasket maker's trick. You just hit around the holes and the sharp edges of what you're working on, it'll cut it. But I can push down on this and it'll leave a mark. So now I just made me a little template. Of this mounting of this engine. So now I can transfer this over there. So I can figure out where I'm going to put my holes. And of course that piece of styrofoam that it came in handy for holding the engine. Get my template. Get it lined up. Get that pulley I had. Get this lined up. That looks about good. Let me see here. Right about here. Let me mark 2 of them holes. And I'll just add a piece of angle iron in the front. Would help if I had a decent Sharpie. Garbage. Mr. Paint Pan! Alright. So this one, probably gonna be close to this angle here. So I may just make a stud sticking up. And I can just put the motor on top of the stud. That way I don't have to worry about trying to hold it. So let me go ahead and drill them holes. And we'll go from there.
Alright, well, I ran into a little trouble putting this back on. This is not thick enough behind here. So it was bottoming out on this plate here. So it would just be rubbing on there. So I need to get a spacer for back there. So I need Taryl's help.
Of course. You need help from the master. And good thing I stocked these caster yoke spacers from Stens. And there's the part number. Because I run into where I need spacers for stuff like this. So I don't only use them for those old Bobcats. You can use them for stuff like this because they're 3/4. Shove that pulley on there and let's see if it hits on the back of here still. Still hitting? Yeah. How about 2? Or is that too heavy? The belt line up? Looks like it's lined up with the belt.
Does this gotta go over?
I think the belt goes on the top.
Like that?
I think.
Guess we'll find out here in a minute.
Yeah. That's forward.
Oh yeah.
So that's reverse.
Yeah, it's lined
And
up
it's
now.
lined up. So 2 of those work perfect.
Now I can probably just use this one on the outside of here, right?
Yeah, because you want to put a little pressure on it.
Put pressure on. So look at that. Perfect.
You got lucky.
Taryl bailing me out again.
See, there's always a workaround. That's why you got to stock a lot of different parts.
Alright, so I gotta put the keyway in there now.
Now, can I get back to my fiasco?
Put this key in there. You sure can, buddy. Get a little tappy tap. Alright, look at that. Yeah, I didn't have the belt on the first time the right way either, but now we got it on right. Uh-oh. Now we got another problem.
You got a lot of problems.
This bolt's too thick.
It's what?
It's too thick. I'm gonna need a thinner one.
Oh, that's
It's a lot smaller.
that's 5/16
diameter.
fine thread, and what's that? Is that
Looks
or
like
is it quarter?
quarter 28 maybe, or
Yeah, they usually make it standard. What size socket took that off? 1/2 inch?
9/16.
Well, then it's 3/8. So you need a 5/16 fine thread.
I don't know nothing. That's why he's showing me what to do.
Try this one. That's 5/16 fine thread.
Hey, look at that, it works. Probably should put some Loctite on there too. Don't want that baby coming off.
I'm right on the edge of that. Right where it comes down. I gotta be careful or I'm gonna break this drill bit. I'll go with the bigger one now. Whoa, that's a Sharpie. Whoa. These are too sharp. All right, so this one, I'm gonna want to put a stud maybe.
Oh,
Try
did you
this.
say you needed a stud? I'm right here.
So I'll make a stud and then weld it in there. Then I can just drop the engine on top. I gotta make sure I got a long enough bolt. So this would be perfect. I cut the head off. All right, let me drill it out. because I'm not going to be able to put the bolt in there from underneath because the head will be too big, so it'll sit on an angle. So if I cut it off, just stick it in there like a stud, cut the head off, then I can just weld it from the back side. But before I do all that, make sure that I got this in the right spot. Yeah, looks good. Yep. So I'll just have to cut a piece of angle iron, mark it. And I'll just run the piece of angle iron long ways in the front and I'll just weld it to here. It'll just stick out in the front a little bit. And it'll be mounted. Quit following me with that camera.
Hey, why don't you jump over here? I got some stuff going down. Alright. So I got a washer on there, lock washer, blue thread locker that we sell in our online store. Get yourself some of this. Just locking those threads on. So we're going to put a little bit of that on here. There you go. All locked on. I'm going to put my washer on there. There we go. Lock it down. I forgot to put this nut back on this pulley, so I want to make sure I get that on there. Don't want that guy jumping off. Lock that down. Alright, here we go, look at that. Here's the old belt. I'm just going to throw it on for now. Make sure we got everything lined up. Make sure everything's looking right. Yeah, baby, look at that. Woo! 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 Looking good so far.
So I cut my stud and then I put a nut on there so that way it'll hold it right where I need it and nice and square, so when I go to weld it, it's nice and square and flat. There we go. Now, the old hardware was a little bit short, so I had to get all new hardware that was a little bit longer. Alright, now I just got to make my piece to go across the front. Grab these two. I got to get me a piece of angle iron. Inch and a half to 2 inch. 4 inches long. Let me go hunt for that. All Slippers is doing whatever he's doing.
All kinds of fun stuff. lube these up. Of course, I'm going to use the gel lube, which we also sell in our online store.
What's with all this grease stuff?
I'm part of the team too. Check it out. TarylFixesAll.com. Got all your needs. So let me lube this up. Spray some down in there. Maybe lube this up a little bit. Probably gonna have to adjust that cable a little bit. This one I don't think it's too much. Pretty good. I have to back off on that one. Yeah, this one's a lot looser now. There we go. Now it's springing back. Excellent. I think I'm ready for some gas and oil. So fill this baby up with some oil for dinosaur syrup. Isn't that what Taryl calls it? Dinosaur syrup? Giant funnel there. It's got the low oil shutdown too, which that old engine didn't have. So when it gets low on oil, it shuts down. That way you don't blow up the engine. Nice little feature they got.
Okay, I found a piece of angle iron in my scrap already cut. It's a little bit longer, but that don't matter. So I marked it, let me center punch it, drill the holes in it, bolt it on there, and I'll put a couple of tacks on it. Then I'll pop the engine back off and weld it in place.
All right, time to put some dinosaur juice in it now. Whoa.
What about the syrup?
I already put the syrup in. Now it's time for the juice. Then we'll see how good of a job I did. Fingers are gonna be crossed on that one. Hopefully it works out. All right, don't need to fill it all the way to the top.
What if I turn the gas on?
Alright, see if this baby will start up and work properly. So, turn the gas on. Got that throttled up. Turn the switch on. Got the choke on. Alright. Like a champ, working great. Ready to put my garden in now, just in time for spring. There's your stuff. Whoa! Garden King! Engine repower!
Well, I got the engine mounted now, but I don't have a belt. I need a longer belt than this. And out of all those belts I got up there, I don't have a 48, I think is what I'm gonna need. And then I gotta mount this, and I don't wanna get ahead of myself without that belt. I wanna put the belt on, and then this, I'm probably gonna have to weld this on there. This isn't gonna be removable. But while we're here, let's check the gear lube in here. Because here's where you fill it, and here's where you check it. And it should be coming out. So it's low on gear lube too, so I'm gonna have to fill that up. Good thing I checked that. And then I'm probably gonna have to add a return spring to this. Because when you let go of the lever, this has got to return. There's a spring on here. I don't think it was a torsion spring that would have pulled it down. Unless when you let go of the lever it was supposed to lock down from gravity, but I doubt it. So I'm going to have to add a spring somewhere to pull that back down. Otherwise, it's probably going to keep tilling on you when you let go of the handle. So this needed a lot more than what Slippers needed. This is more like it, 49. Maybe this is what we need, not 48. That would probably work.
Might get you by for now.
Slippers came through. I guess I could drill a hole right here and bolt this instead of welding it. Alright, let me work on all this now. Well, since I don't have the right belt on there, I can't get this thing to throw properly. You know, because if I had the right belt, this would be way down there. But when I get the right belt, I'm going to stick it on there. So let's see if it works. So I got it full of dinosaur juice, dinosaur syrup. I filled up the gearbox. And let's see what happens here. I'm going to have to turn the recoil. We got to turn the recoil on yours?
Yeah.
Slippers towards the back?
Might as well rotate it back so you can start it right here.
There it goes. Danger, Will Robinson.
He's a little dangerous.
Yeah. You know what? I think that pulley needs to go in a little more because the belt started to ride to the outside. So I may have to cut the end off and put a set screw in there because it's not perfectly lined up. Because that wasn't safe. get that in further. Let me cut this off. So I cut the end of this pulley off. Then I drilled and tapped 1/4 and put a set screw in there. Now I was able to move it in more. Because with my cockle eyes, I didn't have it lined up correctly. So let's see how it works now. Just in case, because this thing is kind of dangerous, I think I will put some kind of kill button up here, which would be simple enough. All I got to do is just mount it, get rid of this throttle and mount a button up here that you just push and hold, just in case it starts driving by itself again. It looks like it's spinning awfully fast. I don't think this pulley and this belt guard were original. I think somebody modified this old Mary tiller. So I may slow the engine speed down, which is just by turning the screw in right here on these Predators. So right here, right at the tip of my finger is a screw. And if you turn that screw in, it'll limit the travel of the throttle. See how the throttle right here hits up against that screw? So let me start it up again.
Adjust it.
And just slow it down. Otherwise, I gotta start changing the pulley diameters and making another belt guard to keep the belt, you know, from dragging. But it works. The old Mary tiller's working again. This thing has got to be 50-some years old. And I don't know, we didn't look at the code date on that other one. It had to be from the 90s, maybe.
Yeah,
early 90s. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
2 junk tillers that were given to us were junk. And we figured, you know what, let's repower them. Because I know a lot of y'all in the comments are always, you ought to do something with Predators, Taryl. You ought to do a Predator, have a Predator, do a Predator. Be a Predator. I don't want to be a Predator.
That got scary.
So I can trim this off, but give you a little insight on what it takes to do stuff, workarounds, how you got to come up with solutions.
Yeah, and them repowers. Some are easier than others, as you've seen.
Yeah, some are straightforward. All we had to, you know, other than the spacer on there. This one a little bit more. Had to move the engine, had to make a cable. I think I'll leave that belt for now. It seems to work. And there you have it. There's your dinner. So, to round it out, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button if you like it. Check out our other channel, Taryl Fixes All Skits. It's all the funny skit parts. There's no technical stuff like this. Follow me and Slippers on Facebook, Instagram, and soon to be banned TikTok. I'm a clock. Tick
Hour clock.
Check out our web store. We got all kinds of stuff there you might want. Some of the stuff we showed you today, the gel lube, the Never Sees, the Loctite, other things, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Check it out. There might be something there you need or want. I know there's something you want. Go over there and get something. And as always, there's your dinner.
Woo! Repower on some tillers.
Sound like a sick dog. An old hound dog. They live again. That one don't look too bad.
No, turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, they're for sale. Anybody wants to buy them.
Come and get mine.
I think this is Uncle Pat's. He might want this back.
Guess we'll see.